and welcome to theFlowering. Thank you for choosing this channel for your insight today. Today we're going to be doing a pick a card reading. What is my life purpose, right? So it's a big question that a lot of us are asking right now because there's so much going on. We all want to be a part of the expansion of consciousness, the raising of vibration of the planet right now. So everybody's looking at how they are how it was intended for them to contribute, and how they can. So I love this question. It's a question that I struggled with for a long time, being sent back and forth in multiple directions, picking up this, picking up that, and finally landing on basically I'll just do whatever I want to do, and take inspired action. So I hope these messages do find you in peace. So we're going to go through what your life purpose is, the qualities that support your life purpose, those that oppose your life purpose, and then guidance for you as you move forward and kind of move into this. All right. So we're going to look at three groups. We have group 1 here represented with the orange peel, dried orange peel. We have group 2 here with Agrimony. And we have group 3 here with calcium bentonite clay. So while you guys take a minute, I'll just explain what we have here. We are pushing out the Stardust and Clay Dirt self-care ritual box. It is intended to become a subscription box. Right now, you can pre-order the first box that we are pushing out, which is focused on self-care and acceptance, okay? Self-love and acceptance, I apologize. The idea behind these boxes is to really curate products and information for you at home so that you can build your spiritual practice, so that you can connect with yourself and your spirit guides and continue on your path, okay? The idea is to introduce you to herbs, crystals, theories, concepts, all right? Sponsored products. This month we're sponsoring Undercover Mystic. You can find him on Instagram. He has the Temple of Divine Love altar spray. It's a room spray, altar spray, body spray, and it's amazing. Temple of Divine Love. So if you're trying to call in more love, trying to really look at yourself and really embrace those qualities that have been overlooked before, then that's a good spray to have in there. In general, the first month's box is just amazing. We have some really good herbs, and in every box there will always be ideas about different rituals that you can use, the herbs and items included for your own spiritual practice. We want to bring self-care to a very ritualistic energy. We want to bring that into it so that it's not just throwing on a mask and continuing in our everyday activities. All right, so enough of that. So that's why we have the beautiful bottles here. Hibiscus, salts. So not only do you get the products, but you also get information and guidance on different ways that you can use them in your own practice. So moving on. So if you picked group 1, we're going to start with you now. Let's just move these out of the way. All right, group 1, orange peel. So we're looking at your life purpose, qualities and energies that support your life purpose, qualities and energies that oppose your life purpose, and guidance and advice. All right, supports, environmentalist, and listen, okay? So group 1, so for you, some of you may already be in the medical field, and looking for a change in direction. I do feel like for many of you, you are looking, there's two messages here, so two different paths here. One path is to support your medical career with herbs, essences, natural healing, basically, herbal healing, elemental healing. Okay. So for some of you, you're being asked to integrate more natural healing modalities into your already established medical career. Okay. And this is part of your purpose. Your part of your purpose is to bring in natural healing sources, okay, into your work environment. Excuse me, guys. On the other hand, you are here to help heal the earth, okay? So not only just, it feels as if, you do have an ear in plant spirit. So plant spirit medicine, bam, that's it. For some of you, plant spirit medicine is going to be a path for you. It's with the listen card here, it lets me know that you can communicate with plant spirits. You can communicate with them to see how they want to be used to support people in their healing process. Also feel like some of you are intuitive medics or intuitive healers, okay? And you would really, really do well if you haven't already began to work in natural healing modalities. You would really do well to begin your studies there. As well, I would begin with herbs or flower essences. All of these cards, all three have angels on them. So there's definitely some sense of being an earth angel. Okay, so some of you are earth angels. And so with earth angels, the idea is that the basic purpose is to support the planet Earth in its transition, in its healing journey, in its healing process. For some of you, you are definitely connected to nature deeply. And it's almost as if you can hear how a plant wants to be used, how a thing wants to be used. I also feel like a lot of this is about finding ethical ways to do this as well. So on both ends, where the environmentalist card lets me know that on one end you will be using nature to help support healing in the medical field, but also feel like on the opposite side you are an advocate, or you could also be an advocate for ethical farming, ethical production of natural materials or natural resources. Also some fairy affiliation here too. At the basis of it though, it seems like plant spirit medicine is going to be where this is going here. Okay. All right. So what's supporting you? What qualities and energies support you? Anna, grandmother of Jesus, seeding the light, laying foundations and divine plan. Okay. The Nine of Pentacles, the Page of Pentacles, and the Two of Cups. Okay, so you have a divine counterpart that is already passed over. That's why these angel cards are here. So you have either past relatives or angel guides who are coming in to support you with this work. I feel like some of you have a grandmother or a female figure who has passed on, who has this knowledge, who has this wisdom, and is wanting to assist you with it. So on one end you have an ally in spirit who's helping you on this path, but also your confidence, your diligence. It almost feels like you have had experience with this. So for some of you, you will have almost found healing using some of these things. And this will be what really supports you, because you have now bonded with these spirits, these plants. For some of you, it's cannabis and CBD, or, cannabis and its derivatives. Ultimately, I feel as if there are monetary resources as well that will come in to support you. If you are one of those who are moving away from nursing or a doctor or medical professional field, then I feel as if the concern of money will be here, resources will be here for you. So that's something that supports you in moving in this direction. Ultimately, I do feel like for group one, what most supports you is the fact that you do have an ally in spirit who is guiding you, who is really giving you little seeds of inspiration and seeds of guidance in the right direction. This seems like it's maybe 2 or 3 generations of people who have done this type of work. And I think you are likely the first one to do it in public. So this may be kind of part of what this... why the question, you know what I mean? So you may not even know that this support exists because, the ancestors that have passed on didn't share this knowledge with you. You didn't know that this was something that they did in their lifetime. So you will be the first person who comes out. So you see how Listen is here. She's shushing. It seems like whatever this was done in quiet. So whoever did this before you was not public about it. And you're going to be a public entity. They're going to work through you very publicly to do this work. Yeah. I also feel like if you recently lost someone and you had shared this type of information with them about what you were studying or what you were learning, that planted the seed for them so that when they passed over, even if they weren't dealing with it in the physical, when they passed over, they became an advocate or an ally for you to receive the guidance that you need to do the work. Yeah. So on one end, you do have support that was human at one point. And also I feel like you are now bonding with certain plant spirits. So it could be yellow plants, some yellow plants. So calendula, sunflower, daisy, what else? Dandelion. So that could also be a thing. Goldenrod came up as well. Yep. So most supporting you is not necessarily your own wisdom and knowledge about anything. That's going to be great, obviously. But it seems as if what most supports you is the fact that you have allies in spirit. Angel form and plant form. All right. So what's your opposition? What's opposing you? Okay. So we have card 38, which is growth. That's an 11 card opposing you. So you're not listening to your intuition. Yeah. 4 of Swords here lets me know that there's a need for reflection. Okay. Need for quiet and meditation. 5 of Cups, 4 of Swords, 5 of Cups, and the Queen of Coins. All right. So like I said, what was opposing? Okay, so what's opposing is thoughts about money, but you have that support already in the physical realm. So what's opposing you? Okay. The seasons changing. I think that you are still kind of easing into this work, or for some of you planted, so either you planted things and they haven't begun to bloom, or you're waiting because now it's spring, so you're waiting for things to bloom in your garden or grow in your garden. And I think weather literally could be opposing you right now. I also get the feeling that with the Queen of Coins here and the Growth card, I feel like what is opposing you is the disconnect that you had with whoever these people were when they were living. Whoever your support system is in the spirit, when they were living, you didn't get to grow up with them. So now it's almost like you're growing fast. See, this is the Five of Cups. So you didn't get to grow up with them sharing this with you. So it's almost, I think you feel as if you have to catch up and you don't know which direction to go or how quick, or not how quick, but almost how freely to just move forward in it, I guess is what I'm trying to say. I also feel like literally, there's a lack of passion too. I think that because it's confusing, because it's new, maybe you just haven't really connected with the information, the right people here. You haven't come to understand what your interactions have been, what those interactions have meant. So if you've had experiences with plants, with herbs and things like that, there's some disconnect here where you're using it, but you're not seeing that that's where you're meant to do what you're meant to do as well. So it seems like it's already in your environment. You just haven't connected it. You need to reflect. You could also be putting too much energy into a loss. This loss was meant for you to go ahead and step away from so that you could experience further expansion of your soul, of your consciousness, of yourself, period, and your empire. So for some of you, the blockage is that you're still holding on to whatever work you used to do, or whatever work you currently do. I mean, counting how much you've put into that. Also, for some of you as well, if you've already begun this work and you're already in it, it seems as if there's a slow pace to things. It's picking up slowly, and that's discouraging. So that could be a blockage as well on an energetic level. Yeah, it's like you're waiting for clients, so clients are not coming in. So yeah, that's a couple different messages. So for some of you, things are not picking up as quickly as you had hoped. And then on the other end, some of you are resisting the growth because you're holding on to something that you're being moved away from. And you're kind of holding on to it. You see how his hands, can you guys see these cards even? I don't even know if you can see them. Not even. All right. Okay. So, he's holding on to these things, there's something there, there's kind of empty seat there. So it's almost as if you're just waiting for things to play out, wondering if you're doing it right. And maybe that's why you're here asking this question. And if you are asking, I'm doing this already, is this the right thing? Then the answer is yes. You just have to be patient as it develops, as you develop and grow. All right. Okay. So the guidance and advice, richness. Okay. So, wow. Richness. Search further. The deeper you explore this issue, the more truth you will find. It will be well worth the efforts. All right. So again, there's some study here. There's need to meditate and reflect. Also, this is the Four of Swords twice. So there is a question of why things are not moving. There's definitely a brief intermission to reflect, to see if this is, where we're going. Okay. So the stoppage here seems like it's something that can easily be taken care of. I think you just need to identify what the issue is. So You may need to be calling in marketing support. You may even need to stop and just go explore a fair or something of that nature, a festival with the same type of things, so that you can pick up on what it is that spirit is trying to show you. Because it just seems like for some there might be a need to you might be being led to just different healing modalities too. But also all these colors here let me know that what's now seeming kind of gray and dull is soon to blossom and grow for you, okay, and expand. So I feel like this card does represent growth too, just as much as that one. And that's an 11, which means that there's an intuitive element here where what you feel and know can be, or what has been put on your heart, is not necessarily being shown in the physical environment. So you're needing to reflect and stay in that intention, keep that intention pure, so that it can manifest in its richness, in its fullest richness, okay? Richness. So you are supported. I feel like the only blockade is that things are moving slower than you've expected. All right, group 1. Beautiful. Group 2, Agrimony. Agrimony is an herb that's good for helping you to reveal your truest emotions, the truest emotions. You're on the right path. Ooh. And author. Ooh. All right, group 2. Now, what's the divine guidance? Cupid. Ooh. Some of you are writing romantic stories, romantic novels. Also, journaling or writing poetry about your own experiences in love and romance and connections and connectivity. I feel as if there's something about having the right words about certain things, okay? And I feel like it's totally tied to romance. It's about, I feel like some of you will be writing about your twin flame journey, okay? Some of you will be writing about, will be sharing affirmations, okay? Some of you are sharing or writing affirmations about self-love. Maybe that's your focus right now. But I do feel like your life purpose here is going to be about writing self-development or self-help books. They could be tied to romance or just healing the self, okay? Self-love and acceptance, like the first self-care kit, self-care ritual kit. It's almost like it's a self-help type of thing. Some of you could also end up being coaches too. So like life coaches or something like that, where you work intimately with people to direct them and guide them on a path. And you will be creating your own coursework for that. For some of you are also, your life purpose is to be a mentor or a counselor for couples, okay? For some of you, your partner or your soon-to-be partner is going to be an author. And for whatever reason, you need to know that this is their life purpose. I'm not sure if that's a question. I just need to say it that way. Their life purpose is to write, is to be an author. And your relationship will often be material that they use, in their work. Their experience in love with you, okay? The journey to this thing, this connection they may write about, or you may write about. That's why I said twin flame journey too, because it just feels like some path or some journey that you've walked, you will write about it. But there's a certain element of healing that you have got, that you've achieved, and that you are going to be a catalyst for with this writing. Some of you have blogs. Some of you have blogs, and and if you're a writer and you have a blog and you're considering a series right now, it could be anything, could be chakras, It could be herbs, crystals, whatever. If you have a series that you're contemplating, it's a good choice. Go ahead and do that. A series. It's going to be great. It's going to be good work. It's going to be work, but it's going to be work that you love and that you get a lot of joy out of, because whoever is here, this is heart-centered purpose, okay? So if you're not writing like love novels and things like that, then you're definitely writing self-help books, poetry, or creating programs. And it's beautiful. It feels like this group, it feels like you've already partially stepped into this and maybe did it on a small scale. And now it's time for you to accept that this is the path. Okay, this is it. Curators too. Some of you are curators. You have a knack for putting things together, organizing things. All right. So what are the qualities or energies that support you? Okay. So no, wait, postpone, pause, say no. Okay. What's opposing you? Ace of Wands, Ace of Cups. Okay. And King of Wands. Okay. For this, okay, the Ace of Wands wanted to come out in reverse, so I'll read it that way. This is a false start to something, okay? So somebody started writing a book. Someone started collecting their writings, or someone started the blog and maybe did one or two things. I also feel like maybe you started a series and then didn't finish it, okay? So people were really looking forward to the rest of that, okay? But it does feel like you began it, you weren't consistent almost. There was a lack of consistency here. So it does feel that when it started though, it wasn't the right flow. Maybe you weren't in the right energy. Your focus was not right. Your focus just wasn't, or maybe your passion wasn't as high. You weren't as connected to this purpose, to this thing, this project as you are now. Because then it seems like it was built on more like just the drive and ambition to do something, okay? To do something. You were tapping into your creativity and you knew you were supposed to do something with it. And out of that energy, it would have just failed, I feel like. So I think what's supporting you is that you put it down when it needed to be put down. You put it down when it needed to be put down. And again, there was some other things that were in your path that needed to contribute to this. So with the Ace of Cups being here as well, I like both of these aces being here and you're on the right path. So because you've connected with it more intimately, from a more emotional or heart-centered place, with the Cupid here. This also feels like your partner could be a writer. I just feel like some of you are going to get, this is not a who's calling me or who's talking to me reading, but I feel compelled to say that somebody told you no before and you stuck with the idea that this was your person. You rewrote the storyline, and I'm just going to put that out there. They were saying no. You didn't give up. Like this Ace of Wands is them saying no, and it didn't get the start that it was supposed to get because you maintain your focus like the Queen of Wands. Your intention was very clear. You had your passions geared, you aimed towards them, and now you get an Ace of Cups. Okay, so back to life purpose. You've reconnected with it though. And I mean, I do feel like also a connection with someone could have inspired you or could have sparked this, the writing. There's lots of staff, like there's a staff. So that's a pen. Also public speaking. Public speaking could be for you as well. Writing, communicating ideas and thoughts that can help others. That's basically how this feels. And it's going to be about your own story in love, your own emotional healing, your self-love journey, your self-care journey, your transformation journey. That's beautiful. It supports you because it's very personal to you now. You're connected to it. Okay, what's opposing you? Unlimited possibilities. You don't know what to write about. You don't know what to write about. There's so many things you could write about. Okay. Four of Cups is coming out in reverse. Let me just put it the way it came out then. Nine of Coins and the Knight of Swords. All right. So it feels like this is opposite. It's kind of funny. But with what's opposing you, it feels like there is so much coming into you. Okay, so you're not bored, that's for sure. You were bored, now you're definitely, it's like you can barely find time to sort things out. Okay, I do feel like there's an abundance of communication coming through to you. And I feel like you want to commit to everything, like deep root everything, and just pick it up and go with it because your confidence is high. Or the opposite, where the opportunities, the possibilities are there, and maybe you're not taking action because you're worried about perfection. I see crumbled balls of paper everywhere. Killing trees. So I see crumbled balls of paper everywhere. So this is one of those things where you're just getting, maybe you're frustrated. Maybe you are just not finding the way that you want to do it. I mean, that's a simple way to say it. Because you're so connected to it, you want it to be true to you. And true to you doesn't necessarily mean perfection. I'm going to just throw that out there. True to you, your truth is perfection. That's a good way to put that. Your truth is perfection. So when it comes to what's opposing you, it just seems like because you don't want to sit still, because you want to be in action, you could possibly just not know where to go with it. And there's so many options and opportunities that you just don't know where to do with them, which one to pick. Ultimately, though, I just feel like you keep giving it look after look after look after look after look without really just pushing it out. Just do it. Just do it. This is a very personal message too, by the way, for myself. So what's the guidance here? Celebration. All right. And resilience. Okay, see, now the advice here is that this message really needs to be expressed. Like the message here on this card, it says, you have a book inside of you that wishes to be expressed. Make the time to write it. And this is what this is. There is something that you're going to create. There is a collaboration with you and spirit and your experiences that is going to celebrate you. It's almost like when you go through things, when you put a book out or when you write about something or you put your experience into material form to offer to other people, there is a sense of celebration. That is a celebration. Okay. It's means for celebration. Means for celebration? I don't think that's what I meant to say, but you should celebrate it is what I'm getting at. This is the Three of Cups, which often talks about, what it says, celebrating something. Celebrate yourself, celebrate your journey. The documenting of something is a celebration of it. So you have this truth that you want to put out. Some of you are also worried about how it will affect people around you. Honestly, feel like the people you love, you're worried about offending them. Okay. Ultimately, this is your story. Ultimately, you do this. If you're brave enough to do this, those very people that you're worried about are potentially blessed by it as well. All right. So the advice here is to celebrate what you've come through by beginning to share it with others, by carrying it not as a burden anymore, but more as a tool now that you can help to share with others. Anything else for group 2? Nope. Purpose is to write or communicate, share in whatever communicative way, your own journey and what you learned, how you did it, how you got through it with others so that you can assist them. All right, group 3. Group 3. What is your life purpose? Ooh, spiritual teacher. Oracle cards. Oh, well, come on now. So, and assertiveness. All right. I don't really think it needs much explaining. Your life purpose does entail you offering spiritual guidance via the use of divination. Okay, so you're going to use some divination modality. It could be oracle or tarot cards, but it could also be runes, cowrie shells, bones, whatever it may be. You are using this as a self-development tool. And it's almost as if you're giving, not even like directions, but just gentle insight and guidance. So it's not that you have to build any lesson plans or anything like that. I think that you are able to offer unique perspectives to situations because you have had those experiences. Either you've had those experiences or, you are just receiving insights directly for that person. For some of you, you could find yourself doing, literally as a guru, okay? As a guru, as a channeler, okay? I don't know. I see like Abraham Hicks and Muji. So I see you sitting and I see people just all around you, just there to listen to what you have to say, or to ask you questions and see what your perspective is on it. And I like this. We will stand right behind you as you speak your truth, giving your strength and guiding your words. I just feel like that's more of like it's not necessarily, it's an oracle, but it's a channel. Okay. So or it's Abraham Hicks that you can ask them you can ask Abraham a question and then she channels it for the beings that she works with, she channels it. She says it to you directly from them. Okay. You see these flowers here? Crown chakra. Some of you also could even there's this. It's almost like there's because this is a diverse thing. It just seems like there's so many different elements to this. Some of you could be teaching music, but teaching music as a healing modality. Okay. Some of you could be descendants or could be initiates of Hathor or the Hathor lineage. They were musicians and they used music they channeled via music. Ultimately, your life purpose is to teach, is to share your guidance, is to share channeled guidance and wisdom with other people, to inspire them into action in their own journey, in their own life. Okay. What's supporting you? Transformation. This is actually what you're going to be teaching. You actually are going to be teaching this. idea about transformation and about healing yourself, about emotional healing and spiritual growth and ascension. This is what you'll be teaching, but I feel like what's supporting you is that you have journeyed this. I also feel as if you could be, I said the Hathor, and then this card came out, which depicts some Kemetic or ancient Egyptian imagery here. And I feel as though, so Hathor is one, but I also feel like you could be tied to any of the Egyptian or Kemetic goddess energies. And that's a channel for you. All right. You are a priestess. You have been initiated. Okay. You have been transformed into a guru, priestess, sage, mystic. You know, you are a teacher. And that's what's supporting you. Your own personal transformation supports you. 10 of Wands. 7 of Pentacles. It was in reverse, but Page of Wands. Wow, okay. And there's another one. 7 of Wands. Okay, yeah, you've released defensiveness about taking the spiritual path. Some of you were worried about focusing on this path. Worthiness. Am I ready? 7 of Pentacles is often about if I've planted these seeds already, should I cut my losses now or wait and see if they actually yield a harvest, the harvest that I was expecting? 7 is a pen of defending yourself against something. All right. So there's a lot of passion, energy here. Okay. So you have really had to stand your ground, and that's what's supporting you. You have stood your ground and you've been protected. You've been protected by your guides and your ancestors. Okay. There's definitely some support from, like I said, ancient Kemet or Egypt. Ancient Kemet, Egypt. You get what I'm saying. Ultimately, because you were willing to release this self and not carry it with you, this is what's supporting you, because the 10 of Wands is here as a burden, right? So these two together let me know that you decided to embrace the wisdom and guidance that you've been receiving via the owl, okay? And move towards your spiritual path, and then letting what's dead go. For some of you, this is really a defensiveness about moving into a place of leadership. Some of you are still working on worthiness. Okay. Am I worthy? Am I able? Can I do this? But you are being urged to take action. Okay. Right now, what's supporting you is that you are literally being infused with passion, energy, creativity to move forward and do this. Confidence even to move forward and do this. With the Page of Wands, it's saying that your transformation for now is complete. This transformation is complete. It's time to take action. The way is, you are protected. The path is paved for you. Go ahead and do it. There's 2 7s here, and 7 is a highly spiritual number. So ultimately, I feel like it's a balance between, spiritual, not spiritual, but it's the material world in balance because of its connection with the higher realms even. So basically what's supporting you right now is that you have willingly moved forward into this calling, trusting that you are protected. And that you basically, what's the quote? God doesn't call the qualified, he qualifies the called. So your assertiveness is actually reiterated here with the wands as well. So it makes a lot of sense that some of you, if there was a period of doubt, whether or not you were prepared, whether or not you were properly qualified or whatever the case may be, you have been transformed into this. You are now this, and you're just, now you're being called to move in it. What is opposing? What are the opposing energies? Discernment. 6. So this is definitely you wondering if I'm ready, if I'm worthy. Can I do this? This is you saying to yourself, I am not good enough. My own journey is not even done. And it's right. I laid it right on top of the transformation card and the assertiveness card. It's as if you're still asking yourself the question of if you're ready, if it's time for you to take action. Can I actually do this? Is this what I'm supposed to do? King of Staffs, Emperor, and the Three of Wands says that you are anxious. Maybe you're experiencing anxiety about what it means to be a leader of this magnitude, okay? It's scary for you to think that it's time for you to go there and do that. All right. That I will also feel like it's a lot of pressure too for you to feel like you will be contributing to basically the foundations of other people's belief systems. You would be contributing to that, and it's a major responsibility. And for some, I feel like you're so focused on the responsibility of it and not the fact that you are being guided to teach. That's your responsibility. And their responsibility is to get the information and apply it accordingly. All right. You are just to share it. So there's some anxiety, I feel like. Anxiety about stepping into the calling. Have you answered the call? All right. That was pretty cut and dry for that one. For some of you too, there could be an Aries supervisor, leader, someone who trained you, guided you on your path, who could be watching you very, very closely. And they could be, now this is very low vibrational, but I have to say it, they could be, energetically, maybe through just simply jealousy or envy, blocking some things that you have going on. Okay. They could literally just be like, oh my gosh, what if she becomes greater than me? You know what I mean? That's, it seems like that's an energy here. What if she surpasses me? What if he surpasses me? And it's a lot of fire energy. Like I say, Aries is there too. So there's some comparison there even, or there's some comparison, There's either, it's low vibrational. It's either comparison or for some of you, and for some of you, it's literally just not knowing if you, and I don't even get the feeling that you're asking yourself, can I lead? It's more like you are moving with it, but it's so you have so much hesitation in you because you're just taking your time because you just really want to make sure that you're going to lead people properly. And I feel like what you really need to know is that you're put into position to do what you're put in the position to do, which is teach and lead. You've been given that because you are capable, because you are worthy, and your specific or your authentic and original perspective is what people need. Nobody needs any more of what you feel like you should be. Okay. So you think you should be one thing, but nobody needs more of that. All right. Nobody needs more of that. We need more authentic people with different perspectives, varying perspectives. All right. So what's the guidance for group 3? We are the world. All right. 10 of Pentacles, High Priestess, and responsibility. All right. Become discriminate about the people you choose to help. There are too many people in your life who don't take responsibility for themselves and instead rely on you to sort it out for them. Wow. Group 3, I literally just said that. For you, you're going to need boundaries. You're going to need to